Hi there. Today I'm going to read to you a story called Max, Sam, and the Caboose. It's a story about making choices. People have to make choices all the time, and we hope they make good choices. As you hear the story, I hope you'll talk about the choices. In any town, USA, there is a boy named Max, and he lives with his 7-year-old brother Sammy and their mom and their dad. They had friends all over that they enjoyed playing with, but their favorite thing was railroad trains. At night, they enjoyed listening to the freight train whistle going across the valley as they drifted off to sleep. This is a picture of the kind of train they liked best, a steam engine train, or what they called a steamy. This story is about the first day of summer vacation, a special day when Max and Sam and their friends did not have to go to school. And on this day, they did not know that there was going to be so many choices to make. School was over and summer vacation was here. All over town, boys and girls were waking up to a beautiful day. In his own house, Maxwell opened his eyes and he started to smile. He could smell his favorite breakfast. Downstairs in the kitchen, Daddy was making what the family called daddy cakes. Max put on his shorts and his railroad t-shirt quite quickly, and down the steps he ran, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. Daddy wasn't in the kitchen, but he heard the footsteps. Maxwell, I'll be right there, he called. I'm checking on your brother Sammy. Please do not go near the stove. The pan and the stove are still hot. Max heard what Daddy said, but he said to himself, they look so good. What should Maxwell do? The yellow sun was shining brightly that morning, and some families were already out early, visiting their friends. Allie and her mommy walked next door to see Allie's friend Dexter and his mommy, too. Dexter was playing with his toys outside on the picnic table. Allie wished she brought some of her toys, but she did not say anything to Dexter. She just sat there with him and watched him playing. What should Dexter do? Just before lunchtime, Max and his brother were playing under a tree in front of their house. They were having fun watching the birds and the squirrels and some cars go by. Max was sitting near the tree, but his brother Sam was in a chair on the sidewalk. He had hurt his leg. Stay here, said Max, and I'll go get us a cold drink. And he scooted inside. A man and a lady came walking by. Sammy did not know who they were. Hi, said the man. Your daddy was our friend when we were in school. And then he offered Sammy a piece of candy in a blue wrapper. Would you like us to help you get up and move closer to the tree? What should Sammy do? After lunch that day, at daycare, the teachers were taking the children for a walk to the park. Piper was very happy. She liked being outdoors with her teachers, Miss Tiffy and Miss Lindsay. It was warm, but it was still a perfect summer day. During the walk to the park, the children saw lots of pretty flowers, tall trees with shade, and birds flying by. And they saw a lot of squirrels, too. And then Piper heard music, and she saw something she liked even more. There was a big ice cream truck across the street from where the kids were going. And Piper loved ice cream. What should Piper do? Later that day, Cameron's daddy was taking him to town for their summer haircuts. Happily, they both climbed into their big red car. Cameron and his daddy just washed the car earlier, and it was shiny as can be. Maybe we'll go for a ride to Honeygrams and G Pop's farm, said Cameron's father. I know they would love to see us and show us the new animals that were born this spring. And you know, Honeygram has terrific snacks, too. Cameron saw that his daddy forgot to buckle his safety belt, and they started to move out onto the road. What should Cameron do? During summers, Nicole and her parents liked to visit Nicole's Uncle Joe. He had a big yard in front of his house, and Uncle Joe even had a big pond in the back. Sometimes Nicole and her parents would go into Uncle Joe's rowboat, and today was going to be one of those days. While Nicole waited for Uncle Joe and her parents, she was bouncing her big green ball, and then she noticed a group of geese on the pond. "Oh, they are so cute," said Nicole. "I think I will go down by the pond and play with them." She thought about that walking down to the pond and thought about walking there alone. What should Nicole do? Madeline's mother was playing a surprise party for Madeline's daddy. When he came home, they would have a party with a chocolate cake and a vanilla ice cream dish. They were Daddy's favorites. "Oh, I need some matches too for Daddy's birthday candles," said Madeline's mother, "but I can't seem to find them." Her mother walked into the dining room looking for the matches to light the birthday candles. Madeline wanted to help, so she looked around the kitchen. She found the matches in a drawer. Madeline thought that lighting the candles would be a big help to her mother. Maybe she could surprise her mommy. What should Madeline do? Just before dinner time, Caitlin asked, "Mom, may I go out in our backyard and play for a while?" Her mother was doing schoolwork on her computer, and she said to Caitlin, "Yes, there's time, but stay in the yard. We'll be eating soon." Caitlin walked outside and she saw a beautiful black and yellow butterfly. She began to follow it around her yard. Suddenly, a dog barked, and Caitlin turned around. She was startled. Near her was a big brown and white dog with little floppy ears. It walked into her backyard. Caitlin had never seen this dog before. What should Caitlin do? It had been a great summer day, and for Cohen it was getting even better. After dinner, Cohen's parents took him to the lake. They were going to ride in their new blue and white boat. Cohen would get to go swimming off the boat, too. His daddy pulled out several orange life jackets for everyone to wear, and Cohen did not like wearing a life jacket. He thought he didn't like the way it felt on him. What should Cohen do? Everybody's first day of summer vacation was almost over, and soon it would be dark and time to go inside. Riley was playing with his big red ball in front of his house. "Hey, don't play too close to the road," his older brother said to him. The voice surprised him, and Riley dropped the ball and it rolled into the road by accident. "Oh no," yelled Riley. "My ball might be run over by a car." What should Riley do? When the sun had gone down, James' dad asked him to get in the back seat of their car and buckle up. They had just finished having their first ice cream cone of the summer. James liked mint chocolate chip the best of all. "Oops, I left my hat out there on the picnic table," said his dad. "I'll be right back. I want you to stay here, James." James saw his daddy's car key in the steering wheel column. "I wish I could drive like Daddy," James to himself. "Maybe I'll climb over his seat and surprise him by starting the car for him." What should James do? And what should James's daddy never do? Everybody's summer day was full of choices. Almost every day was just like that. Part of growing up is about making good choices, don't forget. And tomorrow will be another nice day. It might not be a summer day, but there will always be more choices and more things to do. What will you do? Remember, we want you to grow up and make good choices, and I hope this story helps you to think about some things that you might have to decide. Have a great day.